I'm Laura from the Customer Success Team at Consultor Inc. Group. Last week, we covered the Hazard Analysis Program under FSBP 1.504. Today, we'll be focusing on 21 CFR Part 1 Subpart L, Section 1.505 FSBP Evaluation Program, as outlined under the Foreign Supplier Verification Programs for food importers. This requirement ensured that importers evaluate and verify their foreign suppliers' performance to confirm that imported foods meet U.S. safety standards and are not adulterated or misbranded. By understanding and implementing this requirement, importers can maintain compliance with FDA regulations, prevent food safety risk, and build a reliable supply chain that protects public health and consumer confidence. This training session is sponsored by Consultor Inc. Group, a compliance company founded in 2007. We began by assisting businesses with U.S. import and export compliance and have since evolved into a global provider of food safety, quality, and certification support. Today, our services revolve around compliance management software, specialized training, and end-to-end support services that help organization and achieve and maintain compliance with international standards. Through our platform, interlinkiq.com, we offer an integrated compliance management system that streamlines documentation, monitoring, and audit readiness. We also provide dedicated compliance and certification support programs for FSBP, PCQI, SQF, BRCJS, FSSC 22000, QMS, GMP, and HACCP, helping businesses strengthen their regulatory compliance, enhance operational efficiency, and ensure alignment with global food safety and quality management standard. Let's go over our training schedule. So this week we'll focus on FSBP evaluation program outlined in 21 CFR Part 1 Subpart L Section 1.505. In today's session, we will begin by familiarizing ourselves with the FSBP 1.505 FSBP evaluation program, starting with an overview of the requirements and a walkthrough of the compliance action activities performed on a regular schedule to maintain certification readiness. We'll also discuss the annual review and internal audit activities, which help verify program effectiveness and drive continuous improvement. You're encouraged to ask questions in the chat box, which we'll address in next week's session. Participants may also request a free 90-day trial of our FSBP compliance management software to help manage compliance tasks, assign accountability, and stay audit ready. Finally, all participants will receive a familiarization training certificate, and please ensure you've completed the free certification familiarization training sign-up form shared in the chat box. On the screen, you'll see the sample of the familiarization certificate you receive upon completing each session. With that, let's move forward to our training session. We'll be working directly with the FSBP Compliance Management System software. Let's start by going over the description of the FSBP Section 1.505 FSBP Evaluation Program, and let's take a look at the description on the screen. So it says the purpose: importers must evaluate and approve each foreign supplier before importing food to ensure compliance with U.S. food safety standards, public health protection, evaluate to U.S. preventive controls or produce safety rules, freedom from adulteration and misbranding under FD&C Act 402 and 403. Number one, responsibility and oversight. The importer is accountable for supplier evaluation and approvals. Activities must be performed or reviewed by a qualified individual. Suppliers must be approved in writing prior to importation, and qualified third parties may assist if their documentation is retained and verified. Number two is required evaluation components. First is food risk evaluation, hazard analysis findings from 1.504, and severity and probability of hazards, preventive controls needed to ensure safety, transportation, storage, and distribution risk, intended use of the food, and the supplier performance evaluation. So FDA enforcement history, food safety system and preventive controls in place, results of previous audits or inspections, corrective action taken for past nonconformities, reliability in maintaining process control and food safety consistency, country of origin food safety status. Third is approval of foreign supplier. Only approved supplier may provide imported food. Approval decisions must be documented and retained. Temporary exceptions are allowed only with written justifications. Fourth is reevaluation and ongoing monitoring. Reevaluate supplier at least every 3 years or sooner if new hazard information arises, supplier operations or compliance status changes, recalls, contamination incidents, or inspection findings occur. Reevaluation must include updated hazard and performance assessment. Fifth is documentation and record keeping. Records must be signed, dated, and maintained by a qualified individual. Documentation must include supplier evaluation reports and approval records, audit or inspection results and certificates, reevaluation and renewal documentation for retention minimum of 2 years available to FDA upon request. Now to summarize the program objectives, it ensures imported food meet U.S. safety standards through systematic review and documentation. Importers must evaluate food risk by reviewing hazard analysis, assess supplier performance based on compliance history and controls, and approve supplier in writing before import. They must reevaluate suppliers at least every 3 years or after major changes and maintain complete records, including assessments, approvals, and audit documentation to demonstrate ongoing compliance. Now, seven is practical implementation tip. Many importers use a supplier evaluation and approval register to centralize and track supplier identity and contact information, covered foods and associated risk rating, evaluate result and approval decisions, approval date, expiration, and reevaluation schedule. So you may update or edit the description as needed to reflect any revision to the FSBP requirements. To implement this program, we have created a list of action items in the compliance tab. This section helps the importer or the designated FSBP qualified individual stay organized by scheduling tasks according to frequency, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual activities. Here are some example of your compliance action item or the task you need to perform. So for the daily action item, you have to monitor FDA updates for new import alerts or warning letters affecting approved suppliers. Check if any imported lot arrived from a non-approved or expired supplier and escalate immediately. Verify all new third-party audit certificates or compliance letters received are uploaded to the FSBP records with Q, QI signed or date. Review new supplier documents submitted for completeness. Check if any supplier has pending approval but shipments are planned. Block or justify exception in writing. Update supplier evaluation registered with any new enforcement history observed for weekly. Review and trend supplier performance indicators. And for the quarterly, verify all supplier under temporary exception still have valid written justification and are under active review. Confirm calibration of reevaluation queue, no overdue 3-year reevaluations pending. For biannual internal FSBP mini gap review, supplier approval documentation, hazard leakage, signatures, retention. Validate equivalent of high risk supplier, preventive controls, US expectation using last 6 months data. So basically, this serves as the checklist of compliance activities that the importer or the FSBPQI needs to perform. And you can either add your own compliance action items, or we can preload all required activities for you to perform. To complete these activities, we provided corresponding work instruction and compliance activities in the instructions and evidence section, along with the required artifacts or records to document completion. So, for example, to complete the action item, which states that check if any imported lot arrived from a non-approved or expired supplier, escalate immediately. So let's check the work instruction. So first is you have to verify supplier approval status for each arriving imported lot. For the activity, cross-check all incoming imported shipments against the current approved supplier list to ensure the supplier is still approved and not expired or suspended. For the artifacts or record, receiving log, cross-check record, approved supplier master list, supplier status verification sheet, and initial non-conformance flag. Second is to identify the document any shipment from a non-approved or expired supplier. For the activity, if a lot is linked to a non-approved or expired supplier, document the finding and classify it as a critical non-conformance. For the records, non-approved supplier incident form, supporting evidence, screenshot or record of supplier status, QI notification entry. You also have to escalate critical event to FSBP program owner and QA leadership. For the activity, immediately notify FSBP owner or QA management and initiate hold procedures until risk and regulatory compliance are evaluated. For the record, escalation email or memo, hold notice or quarantine record, meeting or communication log, management acknowledgement. Initiate corrective action and update controls as needed. For the activity, launch a CAPA or deviation response, update supplier controls, and revise procedures if systemic failure is identified. For the artifacts, CAPA or deviation report, root cause analysis, preventive action plan, and revise supplier approval or control record. And lastly is to archive incident and corrective documentation in controlled system. Activity is file all records, related to the incident for traceability and future audit or reference. For the records, incident file in FSBP repository, link kappa folder, traceability in index update, and retrieval readiness checklist. Now, to complete this specific action item, you need to upload supporting evidence of your artifacts, records, or log. For this same section, compliance can be demonstrated by uploading imported lot, supplier verification, and escalation record as supporting evidence. Now, this record shows that Global Harvest Foods Inc. identified a shipment from an expired supplier, tropical fruits export. During routine verification, the QA, the QA team was notified the shipment was placed on hold and a supplier reevaluation was initiated. So this action prevent prevented product release until reapproval, demonstrating prompt escalation and compliance with the FSBP 1.505 requirements. So this is just a sample of an evidence of compliance for your action items, and your aim is to complete every compliance action item by uploading supporting documents and turn every no to yes. So you are confident that you are compliant with the FSBP requirements. Next, let's go over to the annual review tab, which also serve as your gap assessment tool. So this tab is designed as an internal audit checklist in the form of questionnaire aligned with the FSBP requirements under 21 CFR Part 1 Subpart L. It lists all required annual review items to help you maintain compliance with FSBP requirements. For the FSBP evaluation program, your annual review or internal audit may include questions such as: is the FSBP supplier evaluation program overseen or reviewed by a qualified individual? Are all supplier evaluation reviewed and signed or dated by the QI? Are only approved supplier permitted to ship food to the facility? Do all supplier files contain a hazard analysis for the food category or item? Does the food risk evaluation include severity and probability of hazard? Does the evaluation consider product intended, used, and distribution condition? Does each supplier file contain a documented assessment of the FDA enforcement history? Are preventive controls or food safety system of the supplier evaluated and documented? Are prior audit or inspection result retained and considered in approval? Is there written approval for each foreign supplier prior to importation? Are exceptions justified in writing and time limited? Have all supplier been reevaluated at least once in the past 3 years or earlier if triggered? Are reevaluations documented with updated risk and performance assessments? Are reevaluations triggered when there is a recall, outbreak, major change, or new hazard info? Are decisions after reevaluation documented? Are all FSBP records signed, dated, and attributable to responsible personnel? Are all FSBP record readily retrievable upon FDA request? Is there evidence that supplier controls reduce incidents? Are supplier corrective actions from past nonconformities reviewed and documented? So let's take one annual review item as an example and see how compliance is demonstrated. So for instance, the question might be, do all supplier files contain a hazard analysis for the food category or item. So let's check the work instruction on how to complete this annual review item. So first is you have to verify presence of hazard analysis in each supplier file. For the activity, check every supplier file to ensure a completed hazard analysis exists for each product or category supplied and that it covers biological, chemical, and physical hazards. For the artifacts or records, hazard analysis documents per supplier or product, FSBP supplier file checklist, supplier register with status field. Second is to confirm hazard analysis is linked to the correct product or scope. For the activity, ensure each hazard analysis clearly identifies the product class and supply chain stage applicable for that supplier, not a generic, unrelated, or outdated analysis. For the artifacts or records, annotated hazard analysis showing product or category mapping, file cross-reference index of hazard to product codes. Third is to disallow approval if hazard analysis is missing or incomplete. For the activity, you have to validate that no supplier is marked as approved or allowed to ship until hazard analysis is complete, reviewed, and controlled. Issue corrective action if a gap is found. For the records, approval decision memo with HA reviewed checkbox, escalation or kappa log for missing HA, exception justification signed by QA. Fourth is to maintain traceability, traceable storage, and version control for all analysis. For the activity, confirm that hazard analysis are stored in a controlled system with revision history, access control, and retrievability for inspection. For the artifacts or records, controlled document, res- repository index, revision log or version control metadata, retrieval, audit trail showing accessibility compliance. Now, to show compliance, you need to upload evidence of compliance. And here is the example, which is the supplier hazard analysis verification record. So the documents show that Sunrise Food International conduct a formal review of Golden Harvest Exports Ltd, a supplier of roasted almonds from Spain, to confirm compliance with FSBP supplier evaluation program requirements. The supplier's hazard analysis dated January 2025 was found to be complete and up to date, addressing all the relevant hazards, biological, chemical, and physical, and documenting corresponding preventive controls, including validated roasting temperatures, metal detection, and allergen management. The record reviewed and signed by the QA manager remains valid through January 2028. No deficiencies were identified during the review, and the verification was conducted and approved by the company QA team. So these documentation demonstrate that Sunrise Food International follows a systematic supplier evaluation process under its FSBP program and ensuring that imported products are sourced from approved supplier with effective food safety controls in place. So this is just an example of how to complete a specific assessment by providing evidence of compliance. Then again, your goal is to turn the status for every annual review questionnaire from no to yes. To ensure you measure compliance progressed while also preparing your products and facility for a potential FDA inspection or audit.